Hey everyone. All right, today we're tackling something that is, let's be honest, incredibly tough, but also so important. Trying to repair a relationship. You know the feeling, right? After a big fight or a conflict, you're trying to put all the pieces back together, but for some reason, it just keeps failing. Well, today we're going to dig into the single biggest reason why that happens, and more importantly, what actually works. I mean, it is such a frustrating cycle, right? You try to have the talk, you try to make up, and somehow you end up feeling even further apart than when you started. It's maddening. But here's the thing. The sources we're diving into today point to one fundamental mistake, a single error in thinking that pretty much guarantees our repair attempts will fail.
And this quote, this is it. This is the heart of the matter. The main reason our attempts to fix things blow up in our faces is because we're chasing a ghost. We're not trying to create something new right now, in the present. Instead, we're desperately trying to turn back time to get back to the way things were. And, well, as we're about to find out, that is a mission that's doomed from the start.
Okay, so let's dive into our first big idea here. This whole thing about chasing a ghost, this illusion of the past. Why is wanting to go back so destructive? It's because it makes us completely blind to a huge, unavoidable truth. The conflict changed us. It changed you, and it changed your partner. You know, real connection, real intimacy, it can only exist in the now. The second we start trying to go back, we're not actually connecting with our partner anymore. We're connecting with a memory of them. A conflict, a big rupture, it rewires things. It changes our ideas about trust, about safety, about them. And if you're trying to talk to the person from before, you are completely missing the person who is standing right in front of you today. And that makes real intimacy, well, impossible. And there's actually a name for this, called the pedestal illusion. You know what this is. It's when a fight or a mistake reveals a crack in our partner's armor, a flaw, a limitation. And our first instinct isn't to understand it, it's to pretend it doesn't exist. We try to shove them right back up on that perfect pedestal we built for them, because deep down, we want the fantasy version, not the real, complicated person. And this is just so damaging for a few key reasons. First, you're just signing up for endless disappointment. The real person can never live up to the fantasy you've created. It completely blocks any chance of real intimacy. And maybe most importantly, it stops you from updating who your partner is in your mind. You get frozen in time, totally stuck until you're finally ready to let go of and, grief that perfect fantasy you were holding on to. Just listen to this. This quote really hits home. It's from a woman named Heidi Priebe, talking about an 8-year relationship after a major rupture. She says they really only knew each other for the first 2 years. Why? Because after the incident, she was asking her partner to just carry on, to act like nothing happened. But inside, she wasn't the same person at all. Her ideas about trust, her expectations, everything was different. So her partner couldn't actually know her anymore. He was connecting with a memory, a ghost. Okay, so if going back is a dead end, what's the alternative? Where do we go from here? Well, the answer is pretty clear. Before you can even think about turning towards your partner to fix things, you have to take a detour. You have to turn inward. And this is what we call the work of self-recovery. Think about it like this. You can only meet someone as deeply as you have met yourself. If you haven't actually sat with your own hurt, if you can't even articulate what value is crossed, or what this pain really means to you, how on earth can you explain it to someone else? It's like asking a doctor to heal a wound that you refuse to even look at yourself. So when that intense emotional pain hits, we're basically at a fork in the road. Path 1 is numbing it, firing off those 10 frantic texts, demanding they just say sorry so the awful feeling will stop. Path 2 is trying to learn from the pain, and that means staying calm enough to actually think, staying in what experts call your window of tolerance, and then getting curious. Why does this hurt so bad? What is this feeling telling me about what's important to me? So it really boils down to 3 steps. First, you got to regulate your nervous system. Just calm down. You can't think clearly or learn anything when you're in full-on panic mode. Second, get curious. Ask yourself what that pain is really about, what value it's pointing to. And third, you have to update your own identity. Acknowledge that this experience has changed you. You have to know who you are now before you can try to reintroduce that person to your partner. All right, so you've done the internal work. You've sat with the pain. You've gotten curious. Now, and really only now, are you ready to turn back toward your partner. But you can't go back expecting things to be the same. You have to walk in knowing that you are both stepping into a completely new reality. And this is where our own internal wiring, our attachment styles, really come into play. Check this out. If you lean toward an insecure attachment style, hearing "you hurt me" feels like a final judgment. It sounds like you are a bad person, a monster, and that, of course, sends you spiraling into defensiveness. But a more secure mindset, it understands that hurting someone you love, it's going to happen. It's an awful, unfortunate part of being truly close to someone. It's an event, not a verdict on your character. And that secure mindset, that's what you need for any of this to work. It's all about curiosity, not defensiveness. Your first job is to just accept it. You are both different people now. Your goal is to listen so you can understand their new reality, not to try and argue them out of it. Their hurt is valid, full stop. You're not there to be a lawyer and debate the facts of their feelings. You're there to be a student and learn about their experience.
So, after all this really hard work, the looking inward, the self-recovery, the listening with true curiosity, you get to the final choice. You're at a crossroads. And the question isn't, can we fix what's broken? The real question is, do we want to build something new from here?
Now, this next part is maybe the hardest thing to hear, but it might also be the most freeing. The old relationship is gone. That rupture, that conflict, it was a definitive break. The version of your relationship that existed before, with that specific level of trust, of innocence, it's over. It's just gone. You can't get it back.
So what does that make? It means we have to completely redefine what repair even is. It's not like gluing a broken vase back together, trying to make the cracks disappear. No, it's more like taking all those broken pieces and seeing if you can arrange them into something new, like a mosaic. It's all about adapting to this new reality that you've discovered about each other.
And here's what that really requires from you. You have to actively grieve the fantasy version of your partner you had in your head. You have to accept their real-world flaws and limitations, and then you have to decide, can I live with this reality? It often means you need to draw new, much clearer boundaries. And then comes the big one. You have to look at the actual person standing in front of you today and ask yourself, do I want to build a relationship with this person right here, right now?
And that really is the question that this entire journey leads to. It's the ultimate question. It's not, can we please go back to how things were? It's, okay, given everything we know about each other now, what kind of relationship do we want to try and build from this exact spot? You see how different that is? It's about the future, not the past. It's a team effort, and it's grounded in reality, not just wishful thinking. That conversation, that is what real repair sounds like. So if there's one thing to take away from all of this, it's this. Stop trying to hit the rewind button. The real power isn't in trying to get back what you lost. The power is in being intentional about what you build next, using the hard-earned wisdom you both gained from the conflict. And you know what? That's not just about repair anymore. That's about evolution.